There's a pull in you that has moved you before, toward the thing you swore you were done with. And afterward, you couldn't find the moment you decided, because it never felt like a decision. It felt like you. You call it desire, natural, just how you're built, but something that moves you against yourself, wearing your own face. How sure are you it started with you? The ancient teachers said it didn't. They said this pull was planted, and the risen Christ named who did it. And the one thing that closes the door, it opens. If you felt that pull and wondered where it came from, comment, "I felt the pull." Before I tell you who planted it, you need to know you've already felt it work. So here are 3 ways the pull shows itself. Not beliefs to adopt, patterns you can check against your own life. And notice none of them is "you're broken" or "desire is bad." Each one is something you can feel and verify in your own memory. First, the urgency that had no deadline. The pull always arrives as now. It has to happen. You have to reach for it. You can't wait. And later, after, you look back and there was no clock. Nothing would have broken if you'd paused a day, an hour, even a breath. That gap between how urgent it felt and how urgent it actually was is the first sign. What's truly yours can wait to be looked at. What cannot survive a pause isn't your choice. It's the pull, needing you moving before you think. Second, the loop you watched yourself walk. You decided, clearly, for real, that you were done. And then you did it again. And the strange part wasn't the doing. It was that some clear part of you stood off to the side and watched, present the whole time, unable to stop the motion. You've called that weakness. It isn't. A choice you make and keep is yours. A motion that overrides a decision you already made, while you look on, was running on something you didn't set in motion. Third, the distance that came after. Notice what the pull actually delivered. It promised closeness, fullness, home. And in the moments after following it, what often arrived instead was the opposite. A strange distance from yourself, an emptiness where the fullness was supposed to be. Not always, but often enough that you noticed the pattern and didn't know what to do with it. That gap between what it promised and what it left is the third sign. Something that consistently leaves you further from yourself was never pointed at your good. 3 signs: urgency with no deadline, the loop you watched, the distance after. If even 2 of them landed, you haven't been failing at self-control. You've been feeling the pull and mistaking it for yourself. Here is who planted it. And here is exactly where it comes from. Because a claim this size is worthless if you can't trace it, and you're going to be able to trace it. It comes from the Apocryphon of John, the secret book of John. And the first thing you were never told is how it opens. Not with a narrator, but with Christ after the resurrection, returning to one disciple to give him the part left out of the public story. So when this text names what put the pull in you, understand who's naming it. It's the risen Christ, telling John the thing underneath everything. And what he describes is this: the ruler of this world, the lesser God who built it and believed himself the only one, could not create real life. He could only copy. And to keep the light he'd trapped from ever getting free, he needed it to make more of itself, more bodies, more vessels, more prisons for more sparks. So he did one thing. He planted the desire. He put the pull into the human being on purpose, not as a gift, not as love, but as an engine. Every time it moved someone, it produced another body for the trapped light to be poured into. The pull you felt your whole life, in the text's own account, was installed. It was the machinery of the prison, running through you, feeling the entire time like the most personal thing about you. And that's the trick. The reason it's the perfect door. It doesn't break in. It doesn't force you. It arrives as you're wanting, in your voice, so that when it moves you, you defend the motion as your own free choice. A thing that forces you, you'd resist. A thing that feels like desire, you protect. That's why it was never a lock on the outside. It was a door, opened from within, by a hand you mistook for yours. And this is the thing I promised you at the start. You now know the pull was built, and who built it. But it opens a different door in each person, through urgency in one, the loop in another, the emptiness in a third. Which door is yours, and how to know it the moment it opens, is mapped in full in the Archon Codex. Every form, every source cited, so you can check it against the text yourself. First line of the description. You don't need it to finish this video. But if you want to know precisely which door is yours, that's where it's answered. Now, back to it. Because knowing who opened the door is only half. The other half is the one thing that closes it. The desire felt like yours. It was the door they walked through. So how do you close it? And here I have to stop you, because this is exactly where a video like this can do real harm instead of good. Closing the door is not killing your desire. It is not hating your body, not treating wanting as sin, not white-knuckling yourself into some joyless cage and calling that freedom. That isn't closing the door. That's just a different prison with the same architect, and people wall themselves into it thinking they've escaped. The pull is not closed by force. Force is how it wins. Every time you fight it head-on, you feed it your attention and it grows. It's closed by recognition. You don't have to defeat it. You only have to see it clearly enough that it stops feeling like you. Here's how. Not tonight in a quiet room. Live the next time the pull arrives. It takes about 10 seconds. The instant you feel it, stop and run 3 checks, silent or out loud. Ask, does it grasp? Is there a clutch to it? A tightening? A need? Or is it open-handed? Does it rush? Does it need this now before you've looked? Or can it wait a breath without losing anything? Does it pull me from myself? Toward the distance you felt after, or towards something that's actually yours? If it grasps, rushes, and pulls you from yourself, you've just felt the door swing, in real time, with your own hand on it. You don't fight it. You don't cast anything out. You name it plainly. That's the pull, not me. Then open the gap. This is the whole thing, and it's smaller than you'd think. You don't have to win, resist, or purify anything. You just insert one breath between the pull and the motion. Say, I feel it, and I don't have to move with it. That sentence doesn't deny the desire or pretend it's shameful. It just refuses to be carried. And in that one breath, the door quietly closes, because the door only opens on motion that never paused to look. Then choose from the still place, whatever's left when the grasping quiets. Maybe it's to walk away, maybe it's to move toward the same thing, but freely now, as yourself. The point was never to want nothing. The point is that this time, the one who chose was you. So here's the question that should sit with you. If this pull was built to move you, why were you taught the opposite? That it's the most natural, sacred, trustworthy thing about you. Follow it, they say. It's your truth. It's who you are. Look at what that teaching accomplishes. A door only stays useful if you never suspect it's a door. The single most effective way to keep you walking through it is to convince you the pull is you. That questioning it is questioning yourself, that pausing it is repression, that the way through is always more. Call the mechanism sacred and you'll defend it. Call following it freedom, and you'll never notice it's the one thing that keeps moving you where you didn't choose to go. You don't guard a door you've been taught to worship. That's not a conspiracy of robed men in a room. It's every system that runs on a person who can be moved, quietly sharing one interest. That you never learn to feel the difference between wanting something and being moved toward it. And to keep this honest, the way I have the whole way through, this text is 2nd century. It doesn't claim to be older than Genesis. It claims to be the later revelation that names what the public story left out. It survives in 4 independent manuscripts, and the Bishop Irenaeus was already writing against it by around 180 AD. It circulated early, and widely enough to alarm the people building the official version. You don't write volumes against a text nobody is reading, so go back to where we started, to that pull that moved you before you could find the decision. You know now what was in that gap, not your choice. The pull, built to move you, wearing your face, opening a door you never knew was there. And here's what that changes. Every time it carried you somewhere you didn't mean to go, that was never proof you were weak or broken or bad at wanting the right things. It was a door doing exactly what it was built to do, through a person who was never taught it was a door. You weren't failing. You were being moved. There's a difference, and now you can feel it. And here's the part that undoes every version of this that tries to rush you, which, fittingly, is what the pull itself does. There's no window closing. Nothing expires tonight. The door doesn't have to be sealed forever in one heroic act. It closes the same quiet way every time. You feel the pull, you pause one breath, and you don't move with it. Miss 100 of them, and the 101st still closes the moment you pause and look. It was never a battle you had to win once. It's a breath, and you always have the next one. So here's what I'll ask, and none of it is urgent, because none of it has to be. If you felt the pull recognize itself tonight, comment, "I felt the pull." You said it once at the start. Say it here in the open, where the others learning to feel the difference can find each other. If this reordered how you read your own wanting, subscribe, not to catch a closing door, but because the map goes deeper than one video, and I'm walking it one buried text at a time. And if it moved something, like it, so the next person still calling the pull their own truth finds the door a little sooner than you did. The pull was never the enemy, and neither were you. It was only a door you were never shown. Now you've seen it, and a door you can see is a door you can close. Not once, not forever, just the next time, and the next. That was always yours to do.